What does the elevator do? Let's go down. Up? What's up? Let's see what's up. What's up? Dear God, that's loud. Oh my. Is it whispering my name? The Stanley Parable. Apparently this is a game that kind of repeats itself, but not in the sense that you die and respawn, in the sense that you complete like a different ending and then restart it and then complete a different ending and it just keeps going and going and going. Well, these are the endings that I got. I hope you enjoy.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Well, that sounds boring as shit.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Why don't I have feet? Can I type? Let me type. Phone? No. Can I pick up papers? Pencil sharpener? Coffee? Damn, I can't do anything. Oh shit. Well. Oh. Can I get through any of these doors?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-worker. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
But I turned off the computer, so that does something, right? Has to. Oh, wait. Oh my god. Computer. Boop. Ooh. I wish I could just, like, jump through these. It makes no sense that I just can't, like, do anything other than walk around and make clicky sounds, even though I'm not clicking anything. What the fuck is this? Oh my god, this is gay as shit. I just want it to, like, interact with everything. But I cannot. Nope. Damn.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do I want to listen to this guy? I'll listen to this guy. I'll go through the door on the left. I'll try it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, it switches. Wow. Wow. This is a great work environment, I can see that. Can I go in here? The first door that actually opens.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No. Must be something I can do, right?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow.
Fine.
Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Do I go up or... well... Can I see anything? There's red. Do I go to red? I go to red. No. Nope. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna go see my boss. God damn, what the fuck is this place? Bathroom. Money in the morning. Money in the evening. Money for breakfast. Money crisp. What the fuck? Can I pee? No. Ugh. This is so lame. Chairs? Nothing. Computer, can I... oh hey, it's like mine, it doesn't have a button. Lame ass, what's in here? Locked? Oh, that's stupid.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
God
Shocked,
damn, this guy must
unraveled,
be really
Stanley
rich.
wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Should I input that? Or should I just, like, not input it? Because, like, what if that's the wrong code?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Fine. I'll trust you. Wait, 2845?
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I don't think that was sheer luck, because this guy, whoever this guy is, narrator dude, is telling me the numbers. I can't do anything over here? Oh my god. Okay, fine, I'll go downstairs. I guess this leads downstairs. Because it's a downer, so where else would it go? Up? Obviously not.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Ooh. Shocking.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. I'll go in here. I'll listen to the guy. I assume I just press this.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know. Do I have the strength to find out? Can't click anything. Oh my gosh. But I can click this.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What the fuck?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I guess so. I guess my emotions have been manipulated to accept it blindly.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Probably. I don't know.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I really don't want to walk out onto this long path. But I'll do it.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stan.
Oh dear.
You didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Oh no.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control?
Oh shit.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off. And
anything,
if you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
Something.
I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
No.
In the
Come on,
event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
What?
How long until detonation then?
Fuck it. I'm gonna leave.
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Shit.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
What do I do?
What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Open? No? Oh my god.
What's that?
Hit 3?
You'd like to know where your co-workers are. A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
I'm gonna hit the 3.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
3.
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
3.
Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
3. No.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing.
My god.
Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
Hit number 4. Hit number 4.
But I'm sure whatever I come
Okay.
up with on the next go around
Oh
will
shit,
be
I got
even
40
better.
seconds. I
My
can't
goodness,
sprint.
only 34 seconds left.
Crouch.
But
Oh
I'm
my God.
enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
No.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
This is button 3.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or
Oh,
what you're
fuck, oh,
supposed to be
fuck, oh,
doing
fuck.
right now?
Red button, red
Or
button.
did you just assume when you saw that
Never mind,
timer
power
that
activate.
something in this room was capable of turning it off?
3.
I mean, look at you. Running from button to button,
Three,
screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
But it
These
says it's
numbered
3.
buttons. No,
It says it's
these
3.
colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door.
Shut up.
Everything, anything.
1.
Something here will save me.
2.
Why would you think that, Stanley?
Come on, I
that
can do
this
this.
video
I can do
game can
this.
be beaten? 1 solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose
3.
in this place is?
Maybe this, I got a minute. You can hit 4 and then 5 and maybe it'll shut off.
You're in for quite
Come
a
on,
disappointment.
come on.
But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along.
Come on,
It's
come on,
just
come on,
seconds ticking away to
Come
your
on.
death. You're only
Come
still
on.
playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
5, go to 5, go to 5, go to 5. I can get there, I can get there.
This is not a challenge.
I can get there.
It's a tragedy.
I can get there.
You wanted to
Go to 5,
control
go to 5.
this world, that's
5.
fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stan.
Oh shit.
That's 30 seconds
shit.
you have left to struggle.
Oh, fuck.
30
Oh,
seconds
fuck.
until
Oh,
a big
fuck.
boom
Oh,
and then
fuck.
nothing. No end.
No,
Just
no.
you being blown.
Please no, please no. Maybe another
Will you
power
cling
surge?
desperately to your frail
Power
life?
surge.
Or will you let it go peacefully?
Come on.
Another
Come on,
choice.
come on.
Make
Come on,
it
come on.
or don't.
Do something,
It's all
do
the
something,
same to me.
do something,
All a part
do
of the
something.
joke.
Please
And
do
believe
something.
me, I will
Please
be
do
laughing
something.
at every second
Please
of
do
your
something.
inevitable
Come on,
life
come on,
from the moment
come on,
of fading
come on,
until the
No,
moment I
no,
say
I can't die, I
properly
can't die, I
erupt.
can't die. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered
I'm
the
gonna go
door
right
on
this
his
time.
left.
I'm gonna go right.
This was not the correct way
I'm
to
not
the
gonna
meeting
listen
room,
to him.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
Any of
employee
these?
lounge first, just to admire it.
Come on. Must be like a single door that opens up, right? Besides the broom closet.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Ha, drinking it all in. Get it? It's a vending machine that sells drinks. Drinking it all in.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
No, shut up. Fine, I'll leave.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm gonna say pass. I'm going here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Well, I had my job for 5 years, so that shows something, right? So I could fall? Penalty for jumping. Penalty for misuse. I'm gonna ride this.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to
My
make
wife.
every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Is he talking
This
about
is
my
it,
wife?
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Is he talking about my wife? I said I had a wife at the beginning of the game, right? Is that who he's talking about? Oh god.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Fuck, fine. Where am I?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on.
That's so
Did you actually
mean.
think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here. Watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen this time. I'm going to listen this time. I'm going to do everything that it says.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Oh, really? You're a bitch. You're an absolute bitch. You're boarding off my fucking broom closet. I wasn't gonna go in there this time. Kidding, I totally was. It's different. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. I'm not gonna press the on button. I'm going to press the off button. I'm not going to go through another nuclear bomb.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
And a bird.
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Huh. Okay. So I assume that is the main path that I take in order to beat the game. Because I just got a trophy that said, "Congratulations on beating the game." What other path can I take?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wait, I didn't adventure down here in the basement. I just kind of stopped.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
I'm not
He
gonna
considered
do
the
it.
possibility of facing his boss, admitting
Going
he
to
had
go
left his post during work hours.
through
He
all
might
of
be
this.
fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he
Like an
believed
exit.
everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Oh, fuck.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began
It
to
just
make
keeps
other
looping.
strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
This is
How
trippy
was
as
he
shit.
remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna try and
When
get all the
Stanley
endings.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
There's an escape door in this one. I'm gonna go through the escape door in this one.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
You fucking kidding?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Oh my god. Of course they actually put something like that in here. Ah, fuck you, I'm going through this door that says escape.
Although
I'm
this
cramped.
passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh. Well, that's
The door
comforting.
behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Screw that. I know what that ending has. I'm going this way. Even though it says I'll experience a
At this
violent
point,
death.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes, I'm going to willingly confront... Is that hell? Fuck it. Oh, I just fell into a pit.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and
What
closer
the
to his
hell?
demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
I
Perhaps
bet
his death was of
this
no
is where
great
people go
loss,
when they
like
get
plucking
fired.
the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Ah, shit. And I can't fucking jump. Son of a...
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led
What?
helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? What the fuck?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
Oh, son
What
of a
exactly
bitch.
did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Really? Oh my god. It said a death and there was no death.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I mean, I guess. Is this a museum of everything I've... What? Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Wait. Oh, it's pictures of my life. What the fuck? Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of the people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending? I would like to go back to that and not pick up the phone. What in the shit? I guess I go... Oh.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy
You
one another.
fuck.
how they wish to control one another, how they both wish to be free.
Oh, look, a lever.
Can you see?
I'm gonna wake up
Can
in
you
my office
see
again.
how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as
Bullshit.
you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
No.
Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Well, I got squished. Oh, shocker, we're back here. I'm gonna go to the right.
All of his
To experience
co-workers
the
were
green
gone.
phone.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ooh.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Well, I don't know what it means, but I'm sure as hell gonna find out.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
You know what? I am too. I'm excited to see this. Hopefully this doesn't result in my own
Okay,
death.
So far, it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Well, this is ominous.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Okay, fine, I'll give you the content. It's just a warehouse.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Really? You fucking kidding me? I can only jump in this circle? That's so fucking gay. But fine, I'll complete it. This is so stupid. Where's this cord? No, really, I wanted to do this today. Well, that was lame.
Is that it?
What the fuck?
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Well, yeah, obviously there has to be something else. It can't just be a fucking jump circle. Another elevator?
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Please tell me I'm not going to walk back into my office. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Me too.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
Please don't.
No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
We're not having a great time together.
What do you say, friend?
You fuck. Wait. 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 Hold on. My office is different. Huh? What the hell? So there's like a whole other new...
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Do I trust that guy? What's up here? Just a boring old same office. Fuck it. I'm going through the vent. Coffee nut. Oh, that's great. Guess I just drop.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh my god.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
What the am I on acid? What the hell?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
I mean, this is really cool, but I feel like I just popped like 4 tabs of acid. Oh look, my death. Just keep... Oh, it's a beautiful farmhouse. What is this? Is it a grave? Little Stanley. Was I a rat? Am I in heaven?
C'est là, dans la même horizon, où je me remémore les jours où je t'ai rencontré, mon amour.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was
not
Persona
Skyrim.
3.
Don't talk
It was
about
all of
Skyrim
them.
like
And
that.
now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Resume maintenance. The original... Is this the original game? The original remake.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
Yes, I
It
get
didn't
the
need
game was
anything else.
perfect.
It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation, boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
I guess I go back.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Oh, the maintenance door's open.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
What the hell?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me.
Preachy.
Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
I mean, yeah, I
wish
did
there
have
was
to
a
do
skip
that.
button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Is that actually a skip button?
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
Oh shit, the tree's dead.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you
Hey,
and
look, the
about
plant's
us and
dead.
about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe
no.
it for you.
I don't want to listen to it. Did I kill him? Look, the skip button's back, but... Oh, the door's gone. Boop! Oh dear. I don't like that. Is that a carbon monoxide detector? Am I gonna blow up if I press this?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave.
Yeah. You get it. Where's that water coming from? I don't know. Boop.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Oh my God.
End is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Oh, that's a lot of water now. It's raining indoors. It's raining, do 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 boop. Oh God. Well, skip button's ready again, so boop. Oh, it's daylight. Huh. Poor plant. Got crushed. Boop. Oh. Wow. That's so pretty. It's beautiful, and there's birds singing and everything, and it's just... Aww. Damn it. I don't want to listen to these whales screaming. Those plants again. Give me the plants. Oh lord. Oh hey. Oh fuck. We don't need that. We can just, like, you know... What? Oh dear. Okay. So this time, I'm gonna play
All of
through...
his co-workers were gone.
This
What could
fucker.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, whatever. I'll go through... I heard this weird whir. What the fuck is that sound? It sounds like a fucking rocket ship. New. Wait, oh, new content. Let's go through here.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show
Oh, looks like
you.
a rainbow. Something very exciting to show me. I would love to see it. Let me see it. Show me to do. Ooh, we're going this way.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Oh dear.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
What? Well, this is cool.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
Phone.
It'll all
That was a
work
duck.
itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Ooh, that's cool. New features. I go to these and I wind and wind and wind and I go up the stairs and up the stairs. Like in a big ass event center.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The new features. Well, I still can't jump. That's fucking gay. No screenshots. Whole new office. Oh my god. The baby is all grown up. Please, no screenshots. That's really funny.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
12th birthday, get well someday. Happy 12th birthday, Stepniece? Oh yeah, definitely that one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that
Oh,
you
look,
knew
that's my
which
face.
one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday
You
it is.
suck. That's not the one I wanted. Disappointing. Oh, really?
Or
Oh,
actually,
God.
maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
The jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley
Yes.
Parable 2
jump,
as
let me
well.
jump, let me jump, let me jump.
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Aww.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
You suck. Never mind. My face is so creepy. Dear God. Free trophy, get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your new trophy, no more steps. It just works. Get yours right now. Oh, hell yeah. I'm just gonna pull a lever. Easy
Now,
as
here's
shit.
something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Oh, sick. Boop.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken.
You suck.
I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I hate this guy so much. I would like to hear this.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
That is wonderful. I wonder if it'll read my gamer tag.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
Oh my
Here,
God.
let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If
I guess
so,
I'm really,
then
truly
please
Jim.
Step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You
My
see?
God.
What a thrill!
That's
What
so
a rush! That was
stupid.
you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Really? Okay, fine.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
Too much Jim. Oh,
I'm
shut
putting the
up.
Jim button away. Otherwise, soon
No,
you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Go through the reassurance bucket door.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical.
that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Can I put it down? Oh, son of a bitch. You serious? God damn it. Can I... Bruh, I can't put down the fucking bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Shut up. It's an ominous orb of light. I'm just gonna go this way real quick. Well, I can exit.
Oh, goodness, Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the collectibles exhibit. You see, there is a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the collectibles. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the collectibles, okay? All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
Fine, I'll go see the collectibles. That'll make you happy. Oh, look, it's a gleaming orb.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Fucking bucket clinking. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Well, that's great.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Oh, shut up. You didn't hear what I said. You don't know what the fuck's going on. I'll go up this exit staircase now, and you're going to let me pass. Bitch ass. Hey, look, briefcase. Is this the big hole?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, great. Please tell me I got rid of the bucket. Huh. Oh, that's cool. Okay, well, I guess I'm playing the Stanley Parable 2 now. Damn it, I don't have feet. Well, there's light and balloons.
Stanley picked
Oh,
up the
shit.
bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
You know what? No, I don't want to listen to you. No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Yes.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yes. The employee lounge is the place to be with a bucket. Yes.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No. Not listening to you.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
That is exactly what the bucket said. Therefore, that is what I'm going to do.
Said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Thank you.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Oh my god. Yes, I will do whatever the bucket asks. I will abide by the bucket.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
I go into the dark room. Boop.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
No.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
Because I wanted to, obviously.
Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders?
Yes.
Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things.
Obviously, I know that.
Buckets can't talk. It was a joke.
I don't want to listen
Don't
to
you
you
get the
because
joke?
you're the
It's funny,
bucket.
Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke?
Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
No. Please no.
What is comedic timing? What
Oh my
is
God.
comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds?
Really?
Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to
I would
80
love to sit here
centimeters
and
from
listen to
them
this.
in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now. Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is
Not
the
saying that.
cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point.
I really
you
wish the
gut-busting
skip
little
button was
scamp.
here.
After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence. And
What?
to very likely die in a hailstorm of
Why is
bullets
there a
and
leg?
mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
I'm Dunny with the
Hey,
funny
goodness,
now.
this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
No. I don't... No. Just no. Can we just, like, not?
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we have the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Just gonna go back. Do not lie. If you are lying, stop right now. No. I don't want to go back here so I can listen to your dumbass talk about comedic timing again. I really don't want to hear that. I've heard you say this stuff over and over and over again, many times, so I think I'm good.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
No. Oh dear. Well, into the abyss we go.
What? We're back at the phone already?
Yeah, look at that. Wow,
What's
shocker.
going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm
You are
not even the
nothing. That is
lowliest
exactly right.
joke-telling whelp. I
Weep.
think I need to go back and
No,
watch that instructional
Please
video
no.
again.
Please no. Please no.
Yes, surely
Please
that
no.
will help me improve
Please
my...
no. Oh my god.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
I don't want to go through the door on the left. I want to go through the door on the right. Therefore, I'm going to go through the door on the right. And into the abyss we go again.
What?
Boom.
We're back at the phone already?
Yes.
No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
No. I'm not listening to you anymore. I'm going through this door. And that is it.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Oh my god, it's just going to keep repeating itself.
Here
Fine.
we go. You ready?
Fine.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
I'll go through the fucking door on the left.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think
Bruh.
this was all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because
Asshole.
you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself
You
for bringing
suck.
me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Oh my god.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos.